What's up, Math 8? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to be looking at day 2 of 0 and negative exponents. So how can we use them? But maybe just some more complex questions than the simple ones we saw yesterday. If you haven't watched day 1, go back and watch day 1 first, because that's when I really take the time and explain 0 and negative exponents a little bit slower and in a more simple form. So if we ever have a lot of things going on, we want to deal with exponents in parentheses first, then your negative exponents. Then we can combine and simplify on top and bottom, and finally use quotient rules to double check your final answer. So what I do first is I look at exponents with parentheses, and I've got this big set of exponents right here, and they're all to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power is always equal to 1, so I can simplify this top one and give me 1. The next thing I'm going to do is look down here at the bottom left-hand corner. I've got some more parentheses. So this will be 3 to the third and x to the 6th. Let's go ahead and rewrite everything we've got. 2x to the third, y to the negative second, over 3 to the third, x to the 6th, times 1 over 6x to the negative 10th, y to the 4th. Now I want to deal with negative exponents. So I'm seeing y to the negative second and x to the negative 10th. That means x to the negative 10th is going to go up here on the top, and y to the negative second is going to go here on the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine just straight across. 2x to the third times 1x to the 10th would give me 2x to the 13th. And then on the bottom, 3 to the third is 27. 27x to the 6th, y to the second, times 6y to the 4th is going to give me 27 times 6, which is 162. My x's are just going to be x to the 6th, and my y's would be y to the 6th. The last thing I can do is combine and simplify on top and bottom. So I'm going to simplify first my numbers. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 2 can go into 162 81 times. Then I can see my x's right here. I can just subtract my exponents. So I'm going to get 1x to the 7th power over 81 y to the 6th power. Okay, so even though there's a lot going on here, it's best to take one step at a time. Parentheses would be your biggest one first, then dealing with negative exponents, and then finally simplifying. Let's go ahead and see if you can pause this video here and try this one, and when you're done, click play to check your work. So I had no parentheses here, so now I'm just going to start moving my negatives and simplifying my numbers. I'm going to go ahead and simplify my 3 and my 6 to be 1 over 2, and my x to the 0 power already cancels out to x over 1, and my y to the negative second power can come down here to the bottom. So now I just have on the top x to the 4th over 2y to the 2nd. Here's another one we can try. Let's go ahead and pause this one. You do have some parentheses here, so let's try that first, and when you're done, click play to check your work. Alright, parentheses means everything gets a 2, so the 4 gets a 2 and the x to the 6. So I'm going to have 4 to the 2nd, x to the 12th, over 8x to the negative 3rd, y to the 4th. I'm going to go ahead and start to simplify my numbers. 4 to the 2nd is 16, and then x to the negative 3rd can come up on the top, and if I put those two together, x to the 12th and x to the 3rd makes x to the 15th, over 8 y to the 4th. The last thing I'm going to do is simplify my 16 and my 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2, 8 divided by 8 is 1, so my final answer should be 2x to the 15th over 1y to the 4th. Last one before our final video ending. Let's go ahead and pause, try this one on your own, and when you're ready, click play. Alright, first thing I did is I'm going to distribute excuse me, my exponent inside everything on the parentheses. So I've got 2 to the 3rd, and then x to the negative 6th, and y to the 3rd, over everything here is going to be to the 0 power, which just gives me a 1. Now I'm ready to simplify. 2 to the third is 8. X to the negative 6 needs to come down here in the bottom to be positive, and y to the third can stay on the top. Nothing else to be simplified, so 8y to the third over x to the 6 is my final answer. That is going to conclude our video on simplifying 0 and negative exponents. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.